Because there were no roads to speak of, the people of Perth in Upper Canada once hoped that the Rideau Canal would pass through here as it connected Kingston with Ottawa. But when the Royal Engineers picked a different route, Perth investors set out to build a canal of their own to carry goods to and from the Rideau. It took 2 tries to get it right, and by the time the Tay Canal we know was finished, the day of freight canals was nearly done. But the day of recreational waterways was just beginning, and Perth and its visitors turned to the canal for pleasure and escape, just as we do today. In 2009, the Tay Canal celebrated its 175th anniversary. Its unique status as one of North America's oldest operating canal systems was recognized by UNESCO in 2007 when it was designated a World Heritage Site along with the Rideau Canal system. So a 2009 anniversary celebration was both timely and appropriate. The festival had many parts, including a polar plunge, concerts, theater, military reenactments, classic boat visits, canoe and kayak flotillas, hikes, and military presentations. What follows is a brief celebration of the Tay Canal's 175th anniversary and a thank you to the many community organizations and residents who supported it. The celebration officially began on May 16th at the Tay Basin in Perth and also marked the opening of the Upper Rideau Canal system for the summer of 2009. It featured a flotilla of canoes and kayaks, voyageur canoe tours, history displays, military reenactments, music, and not least, official declarations from local dignitaries.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to be part of a town with such a rich heritage, and this waterway which connects us to the world. From this basin, you can go anywhere in the world. It's part of a World Heritage UNESCO site, and I've always said the basin is the heartbeat of the town of Perth, and from the basin, everything radiates outward.
Well, John and Randy Hillier and I were debating whether we should come in the big Voyageur canoe on the way up here, and we decided, I think wisely, to just go the modern way and come in our cars. But I admire the courage of those of you who are out there right now. You're made of sterner stuff than us. So congratulations on coming up via the canal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have cake up here, and everybody's welcome to have a piece of cake. Again, thanks to the committee and to the canoers and kayakers out there. We have just ordered a semi-truckload full of towels. So come on in out of the rain, have a piece of cake. Have a great day, everybody.
The Tay Canal's 175th anniversary was officially off and floating on one of the wettest days of the summer, but a good time was had by all.
One of the first of the 175th events to take place, and certainly one of the most popular, was the visit to Perth on the weekend of May 23rd and 24th of the Canadian Regiment of Fencibles Infantry. This 65-member volunteer group from across Ontario provided an exciting military reenactment from the 1812 era at the Tay Basin and Lastoule Park. On the Sunday afternoon, a traditional military service was held at the old burying grounds at Lastoule Park.
One of the most exciting events was the June 13th visit of 16 beautiful vintage boats from the Trent Severn Antique and Classic Boat Association in Peterborough and the Manotick Classic Boat Club. The classic boats assembled at Beveridge Locks in Drummond North Elmsley Township, where they were welcomed by Township Reeve Aubrey Churchill, Perth's Mayor John Fennick, and Brent McLaren, the Perth Town Crier, all of whom joined the flotilla. The flotilla then traveled up the Tay Canal to the Tay Basin in Perth, where they received a water welcome at the basin by the Perth Fire Department. A large crowd admired the lovingly restored vintage craft and had an opportunity to talk with the captains and crews and share their memories of boating.
On July the 5th, an innovative and popular event was the combined Rideau Trail Hiking Club towpath hike, Voyageur canoe trip up the Tay to the Perth Wildlife Reserve, and hike to the Rideau Valley Field Naturalist Butterfly Garden. Earlier in the season, as part of the celebrations, the Tay Canal towpath, on which a section of the Rideau Trail runs, was cleared of overgrown brush and a new bridge was built across a creek on the trail. All this work was done by volunteers from the Rideau Trail Hiking Club in Perth with a generous donation from the Community Stewardship Council of Lanark County. Luckily, the day of the tour turned out warm and sunny. 70 people of all ages enjoyed the hike on the towpath, learned of the history of one of this country's historic waterways, and on disembarking at the Perth Wildlife Reserve, were met by Stephanie, an interpreter with the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, who told hikers of the great biodiversity of this wonderful area. Then the group hiked through the reserve to the Butterfly Garden, where they were given a tour of the gardens by Rideau Valley Field Naturalist volunteers, and they enjoyed a cold drink and high-calorie treats. As this was the end of the tour, a shuttle bus was there to take the hikers back to Perth, after a good hike and with more appreciation for the history and natural beauty of our area. That same day at Port Elmsley, Reeve Aubrey Churchill welcomed visitors to the new Drummond North Elmsley Township Hall.
A fact that is not well known is that the original Tay Canal, completed in 1834, was located mainly in the hamlet of Port Elmsley. The township of Drummond North Elmsley took the opportunity of the canal's 175th anniversary to recognize Port Elmsley's historical significance. To mark this milestone, local volunteers and councillors carried out extensive research and assembled photos and materials on the area, which have culminated in new documentation on the canal's history. On July 5, 2009, Drummond North Elmsley Council hosted a community event to commemorate this historic event. The celebration in Port Elmsley, attended by 350 enthusiastic residents, provided a public presentation of archival photos and artifacts, and provided participants the opportunity to tour the original lock sites. One of the highlights of the day was the unveiling of a historic map of Port Elmsley by myself, Reeve, and Councillor Michael McEwen. The map, which was created by local graphic artist Linda Myers, is a part of a brochure entitled Pike Falls Storied Past, prepared for the 175th anniversary of the first Tay Canal.
The highlight for many of Tay 175th Canal Week was the wide variety of live theatre and multicultural music that delighted audiences of all ages.
This time, only one man is left standing. Lion was killed with a bullet to the chest.
Every day from July 4th to the 12th held a new surprise for theatre and music lovers alike. The celebration was kicked off with Parks Canada Players' presentation of Ghosts and Echoes of the Rideau, and followed with daily concerts at the Crystal Palace in the Tay Basin.
Great
her bright red shoes she wore.
The final weekend in the basin hosted the First Nations Dance and Drum Powwow. All in all, the vibrant local community of musicians are thrilled to fulfill the anniversary slogan to "Come play upon the Tay."
My name's Tim. That's Stu. And when the gouvernail calls a stroke, well, you do that stroke till you're told to stop. All the way from Montreal to Thunder Bay. The Voyageurs paddle 50 strokes a minute for 50 minutes, and then they have a 10-minute break, but we're not going to work that hard. This is the Rideau Roundtable pace. Smile. Smile. Very nice. Only as far as my hip. I pull water to my hip, flat across the surface of the water. Nice, even forward stroke. I'm going to teach you a Voyageur salute. Goes like this. When the gouvernail says, "Préparez à saluer," we'll do 3 forward strokes. I'll call them out. 1, 2, 3. Do what the fellow. Paddle in the air. Make big noise. 2 more. Right back paddle. Ready? Forward stroke. Oh, they're ready. You just know they're ready. Les amis, préparez à saluer. 1, 2.